Hey there, everybody. It's Audrey with Changing Tides Energy aboard our 80-foot triple-masted steel motor sailor, the Alaskan Gypsy. And I'm super excited to share with you today a little bit about transitions and seasons and how and when to let yourself off of the hook. So, as many of you know, there seems to be a natural flow state for certain things at certain times. And in the way that our world or our society has kind of orchestrated a normal system, there isn't much downtime. 2 weeks off every year for vacation, maybe 3 months if you're lucky after you have a baby. Just a couple hours every evening after school gets out with the kids. It's constant. There's not a lot of time left to really connect with yourself, to really listen in and tune in. And so here I am sitting in, where am I? I guess Auk Bay, right next to Juneau, Douglas, in Southeast Alaska, the capital of Southeast. And we're here working on some boat projects. Well, Scott is, and I'm just kind of grounding actually after just returning a couple of days ago from taking 4 of the children back to Homer and Anchorage so they could start their school year with their other parents, and just taking a little bit of time. So that is one of the reasons why this video is a few days behind the actual blog, and my email is going on a couple of days late. Every now and then, especially when there are seasonal transitions, or maybe you're changing job, or maybe there's a grief or a sudden loss in your life, we can need to take extra time to listen, extra time to recalibrate, to pay attention, give our body a little love, maybe exercise, but don't force it. Listen and see what you need, what you want. Is it strength? Is it cardio? Is it gentle yoga? Dance, invigorating? Maybe it's all of it. Just really taking the time to tune in. So that's what I've been up to the last few days, and we had an amazing summer. Oh my goodness. It was so full and so abundant, and it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, is this really real life? You know, living our dream together with our children. It was amazing. It wasn't without its real life, moments and struggles for sure. I was feeling pretty depleted energetically by the end of it. And honestly, I learned a big lesson this summer, and that is something that I want to share with you guys. And I think it will help me in the future accept and understand these seasonal shifts and experiences, and allowing them to happen naturally without either resentment or shame or discomfort or fear or a wish or whatever. So it'll help the mind quiet. Well, it will help my mind quiet, and maybe it'll help yours too. So I don't know, probably like many of you, I would consider myself to experience things in a sensitive way in life, and additionally have a lot of different buckets of interests, or we'll say gifts, or talents, or just things that I enjoy doing, or that give me energy and fill me up. And it's not all of the time that all of those things get to be happening. And so I absolutely love being a mom. I've felt since I was a very young girl that I was meant to be a mom. I was destined to have these children, so much so, I partnered up with my ex-husband. Like, I knew I needed to have those kids and bring them in. Like, it was just a deep knowing. So, and being a mom has always been supernatural for me, as far as just that internal nurture and connection, and just that tuning in. And yeah, the kiddos, oh my gosh, being a mama to the young kiddos is like the most special, amazing time ever. So anyway, like, being a mom is a thing for me. It's a big thing, and I freaking love it. Obviously, it's changed and shifted. I've been divorced and separated almost 9 years, and that leads to a variety of different experiences as far as when you see the kids and how often. And then now I don't live in the same town, so that changes things too. And the kids are getting older, which changes things. But anyway, transitions, many transitions. But going back to just sharing that, like, being a mom is something that I absolutely love and very natural for me. It's one of the things. And then also, sharing Reiki is just, it feels like oxygen to my soul. It feels like water to a pipe. Like, it just feels like life for me in a completely different way. Just as a conduit, it's just so amazing to get to share distance or in person with people. So there's that. I love to exercise. I love to climb big mountains and go for long hikes and swim and play and lift weights and just adventure. I need sleep, as I'm getting older. I'll be 43 on Monday, 24th, coming right up. As I'm getting older and after having my hormones seriously adjusted with a hysterectomy, I've just noticed I'm more sensitive to sleep. So there's a lot less sleep in the summertime, just naturally in Alaska. And then additionally, with the kiddos aboard, I can change over here so you can see a different little mountain view or boat view. There's actually Mark Zuckerberg's yacht back there. And their support vessel. It's kind of crazy. They've been around Southeast basically all summer. But anyhow, needless to say, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of different things I enjoy doing. I love making videos. I love connecting with others. I love helping others. I love teaching. I love teaching Reiki. I love coaching. Like, there's so much that I love. I love traveling. I love going to Anchorage and visiting the kids. Like, I love being on the boat. I love long talks with my partner. There's just so much that I love. So anyhow, coming off of a season, and it doesn't matter what it is. Like, I've had summers before where, like, I'm just so much more busy at work, or maybe I'm training for half Ironman or something, so I add all these extra hours of commitment to the day. There's a variety of different things that increase our energy output in life. However, no matter what it is, spring and summertime is one of the times that the world expects more of us. The seasons expect more of us. And so the key for me, what I recently learned, is learning to accept whatever season that is and being okay, being at peace with, maybe I did a handful of Reiki sessions while the kids were here. And that's okay. Like, that's what it was meant to be and how it's meant to flow. I definitely ate more food than I normally do. I normally fast and don't eat until like between 3 and 5 p.m. every day. I probably ate, my fasting window went down a few hours, and that's okay. Like, that was an adjustment that I needed to make, caring for the children and feeding for them and doing the dishes and all of the things, exercise less, that's okay. Like, I got less sleep, that's okay. There's all these things, and all of those things that we adjust in the flow to be able to also enjoy, love, and experience the gifts in abundance, right? So we adapt and we go into these different buckets of our expression of self, our expression of consciousness, in the right time, in the right place, in the right flow. And the seasons are always here as a reminder to teach me and to remind me of the natural state of flow, and not to try to hold on too tightly to anything, to let it go, let it flow. When we attach to something, like, that's when we suffer. And I could be suffering the grief right now of the kids starting school and not being there for that. Like, I could be, because that does feel sad for me. And I, have all sorts of considerations around that. But I'm not going to attach to it. Like, I do what I feel like is right and follow my truth and have fun getting them ready for school and school shopping and, stay in close contact and look forward to going up there soon. So anyhow, it's just part of it's part of the journey. We can choose our experience, and we have the experiences, but allowing the transition. So the last 2 days were really rainy. It's another reason this video is a couple days late. And it just really supported that kind of that internal time to do some reflecting, do some gentle movement and some invigorating movement, have a little self-care, connect with those close to me, and just accept this change of a season again. The salmon runs are fading away, and the bears are filling up. They'll be scrounging for food here for a couple more months at least before they go in and hibernate for the winter. And the whales will be around, but they'll be heading south here within the next couple of months. And, things are changing, and the days are getting shorter, and I welcome that. I welcome the change of the seasons, and am open and curious of what shifts and transitions feel healthy and supportive for you as life continues to move. I will say, when I lived in the corporate world, which I did for 20 years, it was very difficult for me in the fall and the winter in particular, when the seasons would change to a slower pace naturally, but the world still expected the same from you, sometimes more, because of all the holiday pressure and expectation. So it's just interesting. Just pay attention and see what areas in your life we can make choices to support that natural flow, to allow ourselves to exist in it and thrive in it and glow up in it, instead of just have to survive it. So awareness is the key. It's very helpful. Took me several summers of awareness that, wow, I really start to kind of struggle. Like, I get more anxiety in the spring. Weird. It's like, yeah, the sun's coming back, and there's less time. There's just less time for the things that feel grounding to me, or it's more difficult to get them into a routine. But with awareness of that, then we can practice around it and make choices to support our overall wellness and health and well-being. So thank you so much for being a part of the journey, sharing the connection with me in this beautiful space and place, sending you all so much love and so much healing. And I will be sharing with you again next week, ideally on Wednesday. Take care.